What's up guys, Hutton from Fitness Culture. So today I want to talk about a topic that's going to help you decrease wrist pain when you bench. I've been getting a lot of comments if I post a heavier set of bench where people are like, how are you benching that much weight without wrist straps? So today I'm going to go over two techniques that I use. Basically the placement of the bar in my hand and then the way that my bar path is and the way that my elbows kind of track while I'm benching so that you can bench without wrist straps pain-free. So the first thing we're going to talk about is bar placement in your hand. So I see a lot of people, especially newbies to bench press, they'll just grab the bar straight up like this, right? And what that's gonna do is having the bar straight across your hand is gonna bend your wrist a lot, right? So what I do is I crank basically the bar in my hand like this. So it's gonna be more of an angle through my palm, so it's not gonna be straight across my palm like this. It's basically gonna be a little bit higher up on your wrist right here. And it's gonna be bending your wrist back, right? By changing the angle of that right here, you're gonna be able to stack your wrist perfectly. Make sure if you put the bar here that you wrap your thumb because you're going to be at more of a risk of dropping the weight here. And basically just, you're going to have like a perfect little platform right here to hold the bar and it's not going to be bending your wrist really at all. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a look of what it's going to actually look like when you set up on the bench. So the incorrect way is going to be just barring your hands straight across like this. And as you'll notice, kind of put your elbows in a weird position and it's going to be bending your wrists in half, right? So when I set up, I basically put my thumb in my palm right across the bar right here, wrap my thumb, and then grab my hands like this. So now I'm in this position. From there, I'll try to externally rotate, and that's what's gonna set me up for a good bench press right here. So it's gonna make your elbows seem like they're gonna flare out a little bit, but really, that's gonna allow you to also crank your shoulders into the bench, try to break the bar in half in that position, and press with a nice strong press. Another thing you'll notice, if you have the bar up, way up in your hands like this, if you have a lot of heavy weight, when you come off, that's gonna be your first loss of power off your chest because your wrist is gonna bend a lot. So you'll come down, press off your chest, and it's gonna bend your wrist more, and you'll just lose that little bit of power right when you press off your chest. When it's in a nice position in your hand, it's really stacked on your wrist, and you're not gonna lose any power off your chest. So you're gonna have a lot more explosion right off your chest. All right, the next thing is gonna be how kind of your elbows are tracking with your wrist as you're going down. So obviously, benching and then letting your elbows flare out is not only bad bench form, you're gonna lose a lot of power there, but that's what's gonna cause a ton of wrist pain, right? It's not gonna allow you to stack your wrist right on top of your elbow, because as you come up and you flare out, you're gonna get that tension on your wrist. It's gonna bend your wrist in, and that's gonna give you a ton of wrist pain. So no matter where your grip is, you wanna focus on your elbows are stacked basically right under your wrist as you press, even if you go a little bit wider. So they're gonna come more of a 45 when you do like a nice wide grip bench. And just make sure it's stacked over your elbow. All right, so I'll give you guys a couple examples of what that's gonna look like. So most people have a good bar path on the way down, but you'll notice some people's elbows will flare out, but a lot of the times if it gets heavy, fighting the feeling of letting your elbows flare out on the way up. So when the further your elbows get outside, away from that stacked position, the more tension it's gonna put on your wrist. So, and it's also gonna lose a lot of power in your bench press. So you really wanna focus on keeping your elbows tight, stacked right under your wrist. That's also gonna keep your upper back engaged, and then you're gonna press with more power right here and with no wrist pain. Notice how my wrist is basically stacked straight down on top of my elbow right here. So it allows me to press directly straight up through the weight. And you can do the same thing going a little wider even. Your elbows are gonna come out a little bit further, and just make sure your elbow is tracked directly down under your wrist. Don't let it flare out. The more it flares out, the more wrist pain you're gonna have. Those are two of my favorite techniques to help avoid wrist pain. It's really helped me out over the years. I used to press, actually, I did have wrist pain when I pressed, and once I figured out to change that bar path and not let my elbows flare, not only did my wrist pain go away, but I was also able to increase my bench press poundage. So I hope it helps you guys out in your training. Thanks for tuning in. Hey guys, I want to thank you for checking out this video. We actually have a lot of information on how to increase your bench press. So if you want to check those videos out, you can click right up here. And if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel. Just click down here. Thank you.